welcome to Hardcore Garage. What a great weekend it was. We had over 20 S10s here on the property. Wasn't the big numbers that we've had, big numbers. Wasn't as many as we've had before, but doesn't really matter. It's all about the quality of the vehicles and the people that come, and always top notch. Got to see things that you hadn't seen before. Aaron, my painter, and good friend, was kind enough to get this thing all together and bring it out just so people could see it. It's been down for so long, just so I could see it. It's going to stay here for a couple of weeks, like my foster child, while he finishes up some other things, formulating a plan and all that. But I wanted to thank everyone that came out. Unfortunately, at this point, which is insane, I understand, I did not get any real footage. So I'm having some people send me footage. If you are one of the people that was there and you don't mind me using some of your footage, send it to me. You can get my email off Facebook, Hardcore S10, or catch me on there, or hit me up in the comments, however you want to do it. Totally would appreciate that, so I can make a decent video of the vehicles that were here. I was elated for the reactions that I got for Slime Time. Very appreciative for everyone's compliments and critiques and stuff like that. I know it's just kind of thrown together, so there were some things that are a little wonky, and that was the whole point really, was to see what exactly needs some more tweaking. Plus it's obviously not green yet, so we need some more paint put on it. But this is where we're at. I'm going to do another little walk around since I don't have video from the takeover. We'll do a little tight walk around of this, what I can with where it's sitting, and show you some of the things that we've done. What is SlymTym89? Well, it's obviously an 89. That's where it got its name. And the slime was because of the green splash drips, whatever you want to call it, that was over it originally. I got the truck brand new in 1989, right off the lot. I'm sure it had a couple of miles. They usually have 5-6 miles that they test them, 3 miles, who knows. But it was a vehicle that I got while I was going to ITT Technical School in Dayton, Ohio, and I had wrecked the AFC McLaren. So I got the truck, and with barely any miles on it at all, it was the first weekend that I had it. I took it and got it lowered, and if I remember correctly, it was $185. And what they did was put 4-inch blocks in the rear, and I believe a pair of cut coils. I think that was their deal, was they had some point yanked somebody's coils out and put some others in, and they always had a set of cut coils for S10s. Or maybe they cut the original coils. I don't know. But anyway, it was lowered that first week, and within the first month, I had bought my first set of wheels and a hat on it, and experienced my first form of debt as well, because I got my wheels with a Goodyear credit card, which I don't advise anyone doing when you're 18 years old. Anyway, back to the truck. Shaved cowl. Has one wiper with the linkage reversed, so the wiper sticks up, and it's been that way since 91 probably. Not going to lift, or maybe I can, yeah. Yeah, I can lift it. Shaved firewall. Does have complete factory inner fenders. The frame is all smooth, kind of dirty right now, or mostly smooth, let's just say that, as far as the welds and stuff. Tubular upper and lower control arms. Them are some original DJM from the 90s, the first run that they ever did. And this truck has been apart as long as they've been on there, so I honestly couldn't tell you if they work well or not. Factory spindles. I modified the crap out of them and polished them and then had them chromed. The dust shields are also modified, which you really can't see. They look kind of like a sword or a talon on the bottom, and they are also chromed. All the steering linkage is chromed. Inner fenders are shaved. They're the inner structure, I guess, if you want to call that, of the fender. Doesn't have heat, AC, any of that stuff anymore. She's a trailer queen. Or should I say will be. Well, I guess actually she ain't going nowhere without a trailer currently. Toss these GTS covers on here because there's no headlights, and when he dropped it off, it didn't have headlight buckets. I obviously have several S10 parts, so I threw some of those on there and opened up a box of brand new NOS GTS covers and threw them on there temporarily. Don't think that I'll run them. Probably not at all. I also have a set of clears. I like them better with the chrome look. You know, just a tad bit of chrome on the front of here. You've got the shaved bumper, shaved turn signals, shaved bolts, shaved license plate bolts, and we also removed the little divot that would be right here for the plate. That's always bugged me, and I hardly ever see anybody remove that. Every other S10 bumper has that little mark right there where the plate goes. Got the still and air dam along the bottom here. Those were vent holes for your brakes, or you could put fog lights behind there. Not sure what I'm going to do with those. They've never had fog lights behind them before. The original SlymTym had that same kit. It is a Blazer air dam, actually. There was two different air dams that Stillin had for the S10 and the Blazer. Again, it's just barely on there, as you can see. And let me go back here and we'll come along the side. Again, everything's just kind of wonkily on here. But what we did here was, instead of the S10 kit, which it had on there and is, you know, mostly the traditional kit that you will see nowadays, it's pretty prominent. Every style is pretty much copied the Stillin. That is a Blazer side skirt kit, which obviously would have been too short and one piece, that my boy Aaron was able to modify and be able to bolt onto an S10. And it is fabulous and one of a kind as far as I know, until I put this video out there, and people will probably try to copy it, because that's what happens with cool stuff. Gas door has been modified, cut completely out, flipped around suicide to match the doors. We've got 15 by 10 radial laced reversed offset Daytons. These are real Daytons, pre-stamps from the early 90s. And of course, if you are OG, you know what those are. The Euro BF Goodrich TAs, no longer in production. They do have a similar tread pattern, and they may even have, might be the BF Goodrich TA radials or something, but I don't think they have the Euros. But they did bring back a similar style, which was pretty cool. Honestly, I broke the tab to open the door. You can see my little wire hanging over off that one. It's laying down there, so I can't even open this door right now because I have no idea how to be totally honest. And while we're in here, check these out. Yeah, my awesome speaker mods that I did. They're almost as good as the tweeter holes. This is what you do when you're a kid and you don't really have tools. And you're living on your own in an apartment, and you work at a stereo store, but you're a salesman and not an installer, but you got cool stuff. I made this hole with a hammer and a screwdriver, guys, when I was like 19 years old. Walk through and some modifications because of the doors and the Targa top. We also added a bunch of metal to make the transition for the accordion seal perfectly smooth. You can see where we added the metal in there where the window would have actually went all the way into the corner. Makes a pretty good transition. We'll have to do a little bit more adjustments, but we are real close. Wheels are tubbed. The bed is plated on the top, bottom, and complete underside structure. Removed the door tops. Just this one for aesthetics. This one here was a necessity, because when you open a suicide door, because of the curve of this area here, this actually moves forward, and it was hitting the top, so we had to do it. we played with some different versions where we could have just cut the top off here, and I thought this would look the best. And you can see the front lip has been removed, so the window can close, and it does close and operate fine. You just run a door seal basically on here so the glass lays flat up against it. We had to modify the way the window rolls up inside as well, because as you know, the S10 windows have the window clips that hold them from falling forward. If you've ever broke one of them clips, you know exactly what I'm talking about. My windows don't have those clips, and they still roll up. And you can go back through some old videos of SlymTym Targa top, and you'll see the modifications that we did for the windows. It is an all metal Targa top. All this work was done with lead by Aaron Lynch of Lynch Concepts at the Reality Factory. We are working on these little tabs here. It was just could not come up with anything better than that. Currently, he had a whole box of different mounts and stuff that he was showing me that he had tried or thought about trying, and he just could not decide what he did. So we thought about maybe trying to make these into some kind of spring-loaded thing that would go out of the way when the top's out. Or some other ideas. If you got anything, throw them on there. The way that the top seals, the seals are actually on the top, so when you take it off, you get to see this nice metal work where he's done the drip channels. There's a little tube that's welded in there that adds a little bit of a raised edge, if you can see it. And that helps divert water, you know, if this thing gets washed or out in the rain. This is a competition sprint top. Let's go ahead and just do a little Targa. Competition sprint top with the polished, did have polished aluminum under there, polished back window. This is not an original Texas tail by Roadhawk. It was a repop. Do not know the manufacturer. It was as close as I could find for a topper in 2000 and whatever year I got it. It has been molded in like the original wing was on the snug top, which did not have windows, if you guys remember the truck. I'll throw some pictures on here so you can see it. Took originally, you know, because this thing has been down so long, there's been all kinds of different ideas in my head about how it should look, and sometimes I went through with it later to regret it or want to change it. So this right here, and you can see some pictures, I'll throw them on there too, of it without the ground effects on the bottom, is two S10 Blazer bumpers welded together to remove the plate section in the center. Narrowed, tweaked, whatever, molded in so it looks like a, you know, like a roll pan without the ground effects. And then later I decided, you know, I really would like to go back with that whole original look. So Aaron, being the guy that he is, and a freaking magician with just about anything, metal, wood, fiberglass, plastic, he was able to take apart, which I found in several NOS parts that I really hated to cut up. But I had no other choice, and I want this thing to be nice, and I want it to be aero-specific. So this is a real original Stillen rear ground effect three-piece for the truck that was cut, modified, tweaked, twisted. See the plate moved to the side and put back over the bumper. And obviously the tailgate has been skinned and the tail lights shaved. And it's very important to keep the body line in your tail lights when you shave them. It just looks cheesy and like you just gave up when you don't do that. In there we have the top, but I would need somebody else to help me get that out and to put it on. But I will do a video of that as soon as I can do that. So that's pretty much all I can think that I can show you guys right now that's even really important about the truck. I'm sure there's other things that have been done that I've left out. There's the cabs. Oh yeah, that is the thing. The front of the bed, which there's like this much left, and the back of the cab. You know how on a stock when it's pressed metal for strength, well, that was all cut out and smooth steel put in on both sides, just so there was no crazy wonky metal in there. And also, let me show you one other little thing here. I think that I've talked about it before. I don't know that I've shared pictures, and I'll try to dig up some pictures so you can see a better picture of it. But Aaron took and welded, if you can see the depth there, he welded a piece of tubing on top here to add a little bit of radius to bring the bed out more, and it really, really improved the look, although you can't see much of it. And then it drops back in. You can kind of see there where it curves back in. Little small things that most people probably won't even notice unless they are like serious S10 addict heads, and like me. One more thing I wanted to share was that was an LMC grill. I'm almost certain, and it's funny that, you know, we kind of dog LMC a lot for some of their products, but one of the main reasons that we do that is you never know what you're going to get from LMC. They may have a picture, and what you get is totally different. Even though it fits, it's just not the same. It's not the same manufacturer. Obviously, LMC probably doesn't make parts. They're just a warehouse for other things. But most of the LMC grills have a little piece that's flat, that's sunk back in right there, where kind of where the S10 emblem would go. If you look at my green truck, this one, I will show you the picture next. Same shit, LMC grill. So one thing that LMC lacks considerably is consistency. I probably lack that myself. Well, guys, that's all I got to say about that. I hope you enjoyed the little update on SlymTym. It's a big step forward for me. Hopefully this one doesn't cause too many steps back when we get the 2 steps forward. We'll be able to keep going forward. I'm not even going to, estimate when it's going to be done. I've done that too many times and it just never happens. So I just don't do that to myself. It's not good mentally. It's here. It's where it is. It is what it is, right? Y'all take it easy. Subscribe, like, comment, share. People will like to see this. Some people will hate it. But that's okay because we're all different. All different styles are the best thing about custom cars in general. Who would want everyone to have the same color, the same look? That would be pretty freaking boring, even if it was your favorite style. So y'all know what to do. Keep on trucking.